Thanks for clicking. My name is Mark Mitchell. I'm a mortgage broker here in London, Ontario. As expected, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau called an election yesterday, Sunday, August 15th. So it looks like we are heading into full-blown campaign season as the election is set for September 20th. The NDP, led by Jagmeet Singh, were obviously ready for the election announcement as they released a 115-page plan, and the plan outlines their vision and what their campaign will focus on throughout the next couple weeks. Main importance for this video is the top 5 housing plans that they have in order to make housing more affordable for Canadians, and I want to go through those top 5 initiatives. The NDP was obviously ready for this election call as they already had 115 pages ready, and they have these 5 housing plans for us to go over. There hasn't been much out yet by the Liberals or the Conservative parties in terms of comparison for what they plan on doing for housing affordability. But obviously those plans will come out and we'll have more videos on those. Please do click like and subscribe to have those updates, but for right now, let's get into the top 5 housing promises by the NDP and Jagmeet Singh. The first initiative, and the one that's been most widely talked about, is the creation of 500,000 affordable housing units, half of which the NDP says they can have ready to go within the first 5 years. They promise to do this through a number of direct initiatives by the federal government, releasing some federal funds, using up unused land, and waiving the HST or GST for developers who will participate in the program and build affordable housing units. So the idea is if we can create more rental spaces, more housing supply, it should help tamp down some of that demand that we've seen over the past 18 months, which will make housing even more affordable for all Canadians. The second promise outlined in the plan are 30-year government-insured mortgages. So that's where you put down less than 20% and you have to purchase mortgage insurance for the off chance that you do default. The banks will still get their money. Right now that's capped at 25 years, but Jagmeet Singh and the NDP plan to raise that to 30 years. So that should both make it easier to qualify for a mortgage, assuming the debt ratios remain the same, and should also lower your monthly payments. It will also raise the amount of interest you pay over the first few years of your mortgage, but we'll get into those calculations in a later video because I think it's really interesting to see how much just raising that amortization by 5 years can change how much interest you actually pay on the total amount of your loan. Third, the NDP plans on doubling the home buyer's tax credit. Right now it stands at $1,500, and they plan on doubling that up to $3,000. That's not a big promise, but every little bit helps, obviously. So you'll see a doubling of that tax credit you get when you're a first-time home buyer from $1,500 up to $3,000. Fourth, and I find this really, really interesting, the plan lists that they are going to increase and continue with co-ownership programs. The plan doesn't explicitly say first-time home buyer incentive. That's what Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has been pushing. That was his plan. But co-ownership programs are the same thing. So that's where you put down 5%, the government matches your 5%, you have a total of 10% down, but then the government also owns 5% of your house, which has been wildly unpopular throughout Canada, with very, very, very few buyers having actually taken advantage of the program. But what's most interesting is the NDP plan doesn't call it the first-time home buyer incentive. They call it co-ownership program. But really the plan is saying that they're going to continue on with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's policy. And finally, the NDP wants to raise the foreign buyers tax up to 20%. So that should make it more difficult for foreign buyers to speculate on Canada's real estate market, which should help take away some of that foreign money that our domestic buyers have been competing with. So in summary, the NDP wants to build 500,000 affordable housing units, raise the amortization on insured mortgages up to 30 years. They want to double the home buyer's tax credit from $1,500 up to $3,000. They want to continue with the current Liberal policy of co-ownership, where the government owns some of your house, and they want to increase the foreign buyer's tax. So this is the NDP plan vis-a-vis real estate. These have been the top 5 promises that they've made. It should be interesting to see as this 36-day election, I think it is, as this 36-day election unfolds, if any of these promises are enhanced or amended, and I will have updates on that. We don't have a whole lot of meat yet out from the Conservative Party or the Liberal Party vis-a-vis real estate promises or housing promises, but I'm sure those plans are coming. Please do click like and subscribe, and we'll have those updates for you as they come out. Thank you.